Hello, hello. How everybody doing out there? Talking shit. Talking shit Tuesday. Hopefully this stream is a little smoother. The changes I have made. I have upgraded to one link internet gig service. Upload is about 800 megabytes a second. That's great. I'm trying the Lund Racing laptop right now because I don't want to repeat what I did last time. The last time it was the computer gave me the blue screen of death. So I'm hoping that switching laptops, new service, Ethernet in, Ethernet on the wall. It was easy because it's a 1-1, so they just were able to just Ethernet one wall. So it was a good time. So hopefully the stream is a little smoother. It's going to be a little choppy because the Lund Racing computer isn't as powerful as the dedicated laptop. But, you know, got to make lemonade out of these lemons that are falling out of the sky. Today what we're going to talk about specifically is Whipple people losing their fucking minds because Roush, via Brenspeed, dynoed a car using proper corrections and it made the same kind of power Whipple superchargers are claiming to make on pump gas. So, that begs the question, who the fuck do you believe? I told you guys from the beginning that Whipple's numbers were highly open to criticism and scrutiny because the way they were giving you the information, they were giving you information with boosting headers. Almost none of them gave you information on regular 93 pump gas and about whatever lowest boost that supercharger can make, which is about 12 psi. Then Justin Starkey over at Vimipple, Whipple, whatever, did a test, and we'll talk about, because for the last 2-3 weeks or so, since Roush announced that the launch edition supercharger was coming out, they were like all up in arms about, oh, you know, let's preemptively talk shit about this blower so we can, you know, kind of like do the negative sell before it even comes out. So I'm going to talk about that today. Now, I don't have the soundboard up again, guys. No soundboard, no Bill O'Reilly Do It Live. We're just going to go ahead and get right to it and do all the adjustments live so you guys can get to know what's happening. So we have Dyno High Performance, the sponsor of the show, the online parts house of the show, Dyno High Performance, DynoHighPerformance.com. Get everything there. Injectors, tires, wheels, boosting is needed for Whipples. You name it, get it at DynoHighPerformance.com. Caliber Transmission, CaliberTransmission.com, 3160s, MT82s, TR6060s, T56s, anything Ford related, and you can get Vengeance clutches from him. Stage 1, Stage 2, so if you want to know anything about clutches, that's the guy to go to when it comes to the Vengeance stuff. Caliber Transmission. LMP of MD, I'll be dropping off the Corvette again up there. Hopefully this time it comes back chopping a little bit, making a little bit more power. It'll be about a week or two before I can get it up there because it's $1,500 to get the motherfucker up there. So hopefully I'll get it up there sooner than later. Late model performance. PMAS, Nick James, PMAS, the best cold air intakes on the planet. Nobody else matters. Fuck everybody else. I don't give a fuck if your vacuum cleaner, what is it? If the golf ball, the ping pong ball can go a little higher with your cold air intake, nobody gives a shit. Parts Farm, partsfarm.com. Used parts, used Mustang parts, used late model car parts, you name it, cranker pallets, transmissions, bodies, fenders, interiors. Check out Parts Farm, partsfarm.com, MFP of Australia, MFP. Hopefully we can be getting some intercoolers here and crank supports given away to the people. 2 Auto Solution, Rami's out unpaid his bill. The best by far late model shop in Puerto Rico, 2 Auto Solutions, and Belak Industries, the best wheels for drug dealers that want to stunt with their R8s and show everybody what's going on. We'll say hi to the people here and we'll get after it. Andy Ali, D-Rock Fox, Stewart D, Nick Bilash, one of our chart, D-Rock Fox, Rizzy, Anthony, Joe Swish, Among Solo, Cody Jones, Douche did it, El Verga, Larga, Leon Phelps, Monty 540, Michael Locks, Paul Ponthieu, Carnage, TJ Sikorsky, Ken Phillips, Paul Ponthieu again, Phil Fez, Paul Ponthieu again. Apparently he has nothing else going on, just to chat on the fucking shit all day. Ski Mask Main, Anthony Rafferty, John Jones, Mini by Badman, Brian 03 Cobra, CJ Am, Sam Morales, and Killa are in the house. Matt Oliver, Nat Jew, Victor Sardone, Ale Al Husseini, Fox Body and Freedom, Savar Martiner, Ants, Rodney B, Joseph, JD Swag, Lupe Marquez, Trey, Nate Dogg, Mike S with the fries, Christian, Copperhead Gaskets, Kami Commenter, and Justin 508 Josh, Justin Garrison, Justin Memoir, AJ, 1320 Mafia, Paul H, Boxy Luxury, Thunder Biscuit, 2 Throttle Body, solid numbers, Blower Wine equals a winner. We'll talk about that. Big Guns, Rico, SVT, Native Shift, Clean 92 GT, 508 Josh, El Verga Larga, Speed, Demon Racing says, hello, hello. I like that. I like that someone that is kind of a known guy on Instagram understands the nomenclature of the show. It's nice to see. Gabo, Peter Chow, Javon Johns, Abdullah Al-Abbasi, Abel, Tim O, Oscar Hernandez, Nick Nair, Leon Phelps, Arturo, and all the usual suspects. Do I sound okay? If I'm a little low or high, I can adjust it. But again, I'm just using the Lund Racing laptop with the Ethernet in one link to see if this is the issue. If there is no issue here, I will go ahead and make the next show on the dedicated laptop. But if you like this view and you like looking at the kid stand up, we should be good today. Oh, I have a chair. This is a stand-up desk. So I can literally just lower it and sit down, but I want to stand up and go from there. So let's talk about the Brenspeed numbers. And we're going to talk about proper testing. Thank you. It says sound great. You good? Thank you so much. So, Brenspeed, and again, I am not against Brenspeed or for Brenspeed. Brenspeed is Brenspeed. He's an established cornerstone Mustang shop that is well known to fuck with Roush stuff. I think he's located up by them, and he fucks with Roush shit heavy. So what he does is something awesome. He takes the launch edition Supercharger from Roush, and he puts it on a dyno. Now playing video is a little suspect here because the computer doesn't have great RAM, so playing video might be a little choppy. But what I wanted to show you guys is, where's the webcam? There it is. This right here. Okay, let me hide this guy and let me hide the chat. So right here, this is a very interesting thing that he did. He tested the car on the dyno and it made to the rear wheels 693 rear wheel horsepower at 7,500 RPMs. Look at that curve, guys. It keeps going up. Look at the power curve. Up, 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 up. No flat bottoming out bullshit. And it made its peak number at 7,500. What does that tell you? The more you spin it, the more power it makes. Torque, 561 at 5,400 RPM. Extremely good. At 5,400 RPMs, it made 561 pound-feet of torque. But this is the real telltale here. SAE Smoothing 5. This is the correction, in my opinion, that everybody should test in. No standard, no smoothing 3, no bullshit. SAE Smoothing 5. Now, I want to compare this run to VMP's Odin, because this is an apples to apples, right? We all say that the Odin and the Whipple and the Magnuson Roush Launch Edition Supercharger is the same thing. It's the same thing. Okay, so what's the difference between the pulls and the blowers? Well, dual inlet on the Roush versus single inlet on the Odin. Dual cold air versus single 2-into-1 Whipple cold air on VMPs. And here it is. These are the power numbers that they came up with. They made 548 torque at 5,400 RPMs, where Brenspeed made 561 at the same RPM. Horsepower at 12 PSI. That's right. Odin, 12 PSI. They make 667 rear wheel horsepower, and Brenspeed makes 693 rear wheel horsepower. But I thought they were the same fucking blower. And this is what Whipple's gonna say. This is what makes me laugh about Whipple. Well, we don't know what boost it is. Oh, really? Just like we didn't know the boost that y'all were fucking claiming? Just like we had no fucking idea how much boost you were putting down your shit when you were making the power numbers you were claiming? The only time I saw any numbers, is when VMP actually tested it. So now we know that at 12 PSI, and because I can't imagine Roush is throwing 14 PSI through pump gas, and Brenspeed did go out of his way to say, no boosting, no bullshit. We didn't play that fucking game, and I appreciated him for saying that. Let's see if we can get him saying that.
Maybe talk more about that in a second. It's got fresh 93 octane from the gas station just a mile down the road. But Doug, come down here and take a look. It's a dual throttle body, Roush combined effort with Magnuson, TVS 2650 Supercharger. You're going to run your factory throttle bodies, factory air induction. We did not modify any of this. No long tubes, no tricks. This is a cool setup. I've driven it. It has so much torque. It's awesome. I'm going to take it to the track this week. I can't wait to see the numbers. Check out this dyno pole.
No long tubes, no tricks, stock throttle body, stock cold airs. And they shoved in the Roush Launch Edition Supercharger. Again, it's a little choppy because the computer isn't up to task, but on the replay, it should look halfway decent. Let's get to it. Come on, let's get to the goal. If I'm not mistaken, that was a little bit of blower whine. So let's go back at the numbers at Brenspeed. Let's lock it in. Uh-oh, look, here it is. It's doing it again. Motherfucker, it's doing that stupid thing where the video, so it's an OBS issue. Motherfucker, it's an OBS issue. It has to be an OBS issue. It's looking like it's saying not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Here we go. But anyway, I'll keep going for the replay. So apparently it's not an internet issue, it's an OBS issue. I can't wait, unless I'm getting literally attacked by somebody that doesn't want me to talk the truth. Whipple probably has people out there trying to shut me down. Anyway, 693 real world horsepower. Now, when it comes to Whipple's numbers, I want to see what Whipple's numbers were when it comes to, because it's 693, 5 something, and Whipple made 725 supposedly, 725, 588, a bigger blower at 12 psi. So I go, okay, so the Whipple makes 725. Now that car, I suspect it has something going on with, let's just say the exhaust and potential boost. And because we know that that car was advertised as making 800 or so horsepower. So I'm like, wait a minute, I'm kind of confused. So if it made 800 horsepower and you guys advertised it as 800 horsepower, why now is it down almost 100 horse? Did you not tell the people, hey, we did it with boosting, we did it with 15.5 PSI. Did you not tell the people exactly what was going on? It was interesting, very interesting. So I think Whipple is now on a full court press to talk shit on this product. They're just like, you know what? We're going to go ahead and talk shit on this product because the negative sell is the only way we can keep people away from this product. And Roush, with a smaller blower, stock throttle bodies, and 2 stock cold airs, is making right around the same horsepower as a new revolutionary Gen 6 Element 115 rotor pack equipped Whipple, and it's making more power than the Odin when people like Justin from VMP and everyone else said it's an Odin, it's an Odin, it's an Odin. Really, it's 30 horsepower up. How is it just an Odin if it's up 30 horsepower? So have you guys seen any of that on the internet where people are going out of their way to talk shit on the Roush product before they ever saw any data on it? They saw no data on it. And all of a sudden now it made really good power out through an auto. So, you know, with a manual at 12 PSI or so, it'll make probably 700 because every single 2650 on planet Earth at 12 PSI, if the fuel is happy, is going to make about 700 real world horsepower. Now you got people saying, oh no, they did it with 14 PSI. 14 PSI through a 2650 makes 750 and up on every single Coyote since the beginning of time. So I kind of find it funny that a lot of these Whipple surrogates that hedge their bets on a Whipple product are now a little mad that Roush 2650s are going pretty damn good. Don Hill says, send me some love your way. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Don Hill. And any other paid chats, we're good to go. AJ says, Alex, those standard numbers on the Whipple are inflated. Brenspeed did SAE. Oh, let me, this thing is way jacked up. Why is your, okay, maybe, let me see if I can change it in here so I can make the resolution a little smaller. 400, let's do 400. And let's see if we can fit you in there a little bit better. Oh, no, it's worse. I got to go the other way. I got to go maybe 1,000, and then we do 600. 6,000, Jesus Christ. Oh, it's about the same. Let me see. 557 in here. There we go. So Whipple shenanigans as usual. And again, I have no dog in this fight. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm happy that the consumer now has an option. No longer is this a monopoly, because as stupid as it may sound, if you have two blowers making the same power, right? Would you pick the whinier one over the one that doesn't whine? Now, I've always said that whining is a restriction. But at the end of the day, if the 2650 with the twin inlets somehow lends itself to a little bit of blower whine, Terminator guys, the ticket system is 100% full of people that say, I want the loud blower. That's why the ESS G3X with the noisy gears is the desired set. Prochargers have this thing called like the Heritage gear set or something like that are like louder. So I think it's called the Heritage gear set. I don't know. Procharger sucks. I wouldn't get a Procharger ever. But the Whipple generally doesn't make a lot of whining noise. Now, if you have two blowers in front of you and your goal is, it says encoding overloaded, consider turning down. What did it say here? Oh man, what is the encoding? God, I wish I knew what the hell it was. It says encoding overloaded. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? So anyway, I can't do the settings now. If someone could tell me about encoding and if I could turn it down or if I could read that better so I can get the stream to be a little more stable, I'll do that. But if you're going to be on pump gas, 12 PSI max, you're going to keep your cats, you want an emissions legal kit, all this bullshit, you're probably going to pick the Roush Supercharger. It makes a little whine. It has good torque down low. It makes more power than the Odin. Now, that's the funny thing. Why? If the Odin is the same, and Justin Starkey talked so much about the floor. You know, we designed our Odin with a floor so that it makes more power. Floor. I'm like, with a floor? Why do those two stock throttle bodies in a stock cold air situation make almost 30 more horsepower? Again, we don't know the boost number, but on pump gas, I can't imagine any Coyote is going to tolerate more than 12 PSI. Unless there's some magic element 115 happening in the rotors. Surely someone who has bought one of these would be happy to bring it to you guys to log. We don't need that. We don't need that. See, the thing is, Chase, I got to change this because it's bothering me. This will probably be the last stream on this laptop. Let's do 1200 and let's do 800 here. There we go. My goodness, much better. Is it better? Maybe let's do 900. There we go. No, it didn't help. So maybe make this number a little higher. I don't know. I'm just making numbers higher. That's what I do with tuning. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I just, fuck around. Chase said, surely someone who has bought these should be happy to bring it to you guys to log. You might be able to see the changes, but you can see what's happening. So we don't need that. We don't need the guys to bring it here. What we need, we get data logs. So we have a great dealer network, and a lot of people come to us and they're like, hey, I got a 24 in the shop. I'm going to send you some logs so you can see what's happening. We're like, cool. You know, it's not necessary, but it's kind of nice to see what's going on with the car. At the end of the day, once we see those logs, we can then kind of figure out, okay, this is what Ford or Badillo or whoever's tuning it is doing to make the car. But most of them make about 11 to 12 PSI. Most Whipple kits, stage 1, whatever the fuck stage, if it's about 12 PSI, it makes high 600s, low 900s, low 700s on every setup. I'm just happy the consumer now has a choice. Adjust the bit rate. The bit rate is like to the floor. Like there is no more bit rate. Let me skip the ads because this thing is giving you ads nonstop and I'm trying to make the ads less. Can we talk about Edelbrock USA running 9s on an 18 GT and 10R80 with their stage 2 26 TVS? Who cares? That was a long time ago, bro. That's a long time. Ty, that's like a fucking year ago. That's like 4 years ago. You're late to the game. Did you see how clean the car did the pull, unlike the smoke out the back of the car? Correct. It was really interesting to see the Roush supercharged Brenspeed car make a pull because he knew that when it came from the dealership, it's going to have 87 octane. That's how the dealerships do shit. They're cheap. So someone said Brenspeed said it was 12 PSI. If Brenspeed said it was 12 PSI, he can't be lying because he represents that product. But you got guys on Facebook saying, it took them 14 PSI to make that. Are you fucking stupid? Take a 14 PSI equipped 2650 any generation Coyote. It'll make 750 if it has enough octane. So to say 14 PSI only made 693, boy, you are smoking that fucking good shit, whoever puts that out there. And then the surrogates are out there saying, you know, you gotta get a hammer to put this thing in. You got to cut something to put this thing in. Since Roush brought out the TVS, since the beginning of times, consider turning down video settings or using a fast. Okay, good. Let's go to settings. Let's turn on the video settings so this thing doesn't eat shit. Since the beginning of time, output, bit rate, streaming, encoder. It doesn't say video. No, stream. No, output, audio bitrate 160, encoder preset balanced. Output mode simple. Man, fuck you. If it's overloaded, that's on you. So, you always had to cut into the block with a TVS since Gen 1. Remember? Everybody had to cut into the block since Gen 1. Now it's a problem? Remember when Whipple used that as a selling tactic on Gen 2? You don't gotta cut into the block. Cool. It didn't perform as good. And when the 2650 came out, it was fucking your shit up until you came out with the 3.0 Gen 5. The 2650 was absolutely destroying your shit. And it is 2024. And the 2650 is right there with your shit. Less displacement, smaller throttle bodies, same boost number supposedly according to Brenspeed, and it's running the exact same power a Whipple is doing. I love it. And again, I don't care that Whipple gets salty about it if they do the negative sell. I care that the customer now has an option. Now they're going to get Procharger on board. They're going to get Vortec on board because usually those are the first people that get access to locked stuff like this. Typically Procharger is right there. I remember Procharger had a Godzilla kit before many others did. They at least had the CAD drawings and everything, but I don't think that Godzilla went anywhere, obviously, so they didn't really make that much money. I'm just happy Roush used the factory cold air intakes and not that conjoined twins abortion sheet. I laugh when Whipple surrogates say, "Oh, look at that, it's got 2 throttle bodies, it's fucking gay. Oh, look at that, it's got the stock is..." Have you seen the abortion in front of the Whipple intake? Have you seen that abortion 2 into 1? And if it floats so good, why did the Odin make less power? See, this is the problem with VMP's video. They preemptively came out with a video saying that the Roush Supercharger would not be as good as their Odin design because of the floor. And all of a sudden, it's almost up 30 horsepower at 12 PSI. And then you got to go, man, you probably just shouldn't have said nothing. Because now you got egg on your face. Because Brenspeed goes out there and goes, we're in Indiana. It's 98 degrees. It's muggy as fuck. We ain't got good air. So what should this car run? John Lund in the house. By the way, we got some good news, but we ain't going to talk about it unless John Lund gives me permission. But John Lund got some good news last week, and I'm happy for him. Long time coming. So it's really nice to see, good news because, Lund Racing has had some bad news for a little while, a little cloud lingering over, but it was just nice to get some good news. But anyway, John, tell me, if you, imagine you put out a video of how your blower is better than something that you have no idea how much power it makes. You have no idea how much power it makes. So you talk shit on it immediately. And I go, dude, why not know how much it made first before you make a video saying how yours is better? Bro, it's one of these historical blunders of just opening your mouth before knowing what's going on. And this is what I would do. If I was to, this is what I would do if I was to advise those people, shut up. So let's say I'm a Roush guy and I'm not even aware of what's happening. By Whipple surrogates and Whipple talking negatively about Roush, it puts attention on Roush. You go, wait a minute. What is Whipple talking about? Let me go look at it. And then you look at it, and normally you wouldn't have been aware of it. You wouldn't have even cared. You wouldn't have even been in their wheelhouse. Because I don't get Whipple news. When I go on Facebook, I don't get any Whipple shit. The only thing I see is people screenshotting shit. John Lund Sr. says, Procharger's tuning 2024. They wrote the big check, see? So see, those guys, Procharger, Whipple, Roush, they have to get access in a, let's just say, conventional way that we wouldn't get access to. He said, dude, I've been retired. Yeah, okay. My ass. You're building like 5 race cars at the same time. You ain't retired. But he's kind of right. He is kind of retired. But Procharger is going to come out with something. And guess what? It's going to retain both throttle bodies, I bet. How much you want to bet it's going to retain both throttle bodies? And now the market share is going to go from Whipple to people going, whoa, I'm glad I didn't hurry up and get that. Because I like the twin throttle body. I like the centrifugal. I like the roll race shit. I don't drag race. All the tracks are shutting down or flooding. So let me just go to the street, get me a centrifugal, and do 60 rolls with a bunch of my homo friends. No problem. It's all good. So Procharger is going to come out with a P something unit, or DP, because of the dual throttle body, DP1X. And if I had the torque storm sound effect, I'd do it. And then they would go, okay, well, you know what? Now we got centrifugals, but the customer wins. The customer wins. And I'm really happy that Roush made good power. Shout out to Brenspeed. Shout out to Roush. I again reached out to Magnuson because they reached out to me initially. And I was like, I am at the point of, I'm either going to use the 4.5 liter Whipple from my GT500. I'm going to use my Senior's 2650 after it gets rebuilt. Or Magnuson, if you're willing to party, I'll make something work. I'll make the dual throttle body situation work if you want to promote that deal, because obviously it makes good power on 12 PSI. All I need is about 30 to make the power I need to run 8s in the GT500. It's just Mustang says, let's be honest. The Whipple attitude rubbed off on all companies that work with them. Whipple had the same attitude on 0304 forums with the VMP blowers. Now VMP is on their team. 10-speed issues, on-off throttle, banging anyone? No idea. A little late, but Brenspeed is a great shop. They did all the work on my car and did it right. Lucky to be a couple of hours from them. Alex, did Procharger give someone a key to the Toto room? What's up, John? Nah, I don't think so, but I think Procharger has always had kind of like a inside track. And again, guys, they're a manufacturer. So manufacturers have to comply with emission standards, especially if they want to sell a supercharger. So they have the inside track. Lund Racing, we're like an aftermarket performance tuner only. We don't manufacture anything. So unfortunately, we have to kind of wait around for the people to index files, for the people to make it available, get the right database and plop it into something editable. And then we just do the vetting. We buy the vehicle. We buy the vehicle. We buy the vehicle, and we go from there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if John Sr. tomorrow said, you know what? I'm going to buy a 24 Mustang and a launch edition fucking blower and see if I can run a 9 with a lot of boost, a meth kit, like a lot of boost, a meth kit for fuel supplementation, and octane. And I think we could do it no problem. Procharger snapping 2024 cranks. Someone selling your old white car on Facebook mentioned your name. He was immediately flamed by a follower of this channel. Do me a favor. If you're selling the white car, the white 19 GT, keep my name out that fucking shit. Because you're trying to lump me. That car, the moment it left my house, 1-1, I don't have nothing to do with it. I don't know if they bagged it, bro. They bagged the car. They put bags on it. And now in the ad, he says that it's got an issue with the fans. Oh, you don't think it has to do with any electrical bullshit you guys put on with the fucking, with the bag kit? You don't think it has anything to do with that? Bullshit. But the problem is he goes, oh, it was built by Alex Flores. Just shut up. Just say a white Mustang. Because that car, my name being mentioned in it is probably a negative. Because not a lot of people love me. So that's probably not a good thing. I was born in Indiana. Man, my keyboard sucks. It's all good. Alex, hey, I just got myself a Samsung S24 Ultra. Big because I dropped my shit the other day. And I got just the best looking person in the front. Let me see. Yeah, bro, this thing is nice. I mean, it's like AI crazy, and it got myself in the front because why not, right? Like, don't you? And it has that privacy shit. See that privacy shit? So nobody sees the thing that I'm looking at. So it's good to go. S24 Ultra seems to be badass so far. John Baker has the Procharger kit on his 24 Mustang with a twin throttle body. Check out Atomic Track Solutions. No, thank you. Wonder why VMP didn't put out another video before the live stream. Why didn't VMP reply or respond to the Brenspeed video? They went out of their way to show a 3D printed model of the Odin with the twin inlet, criticized Roush's design by saying that it doesn't have a deep enough floor. And somehow that lack of floor accounted for a little more power. It's kind of crazy to see how everything went about. iPhone guy here, I like the S24s a lot. These are nice. These are, it's light, good battery. I'm really happy with how the AI features are kind of weird. It translates live in case I got to talk to some Russian chick. It's a good time. That 24 looks like a TV. It's good size. Hey, Unc, I got a P1 Procharger FIC 1200 and bought a Ford 295 pump fuel system. What else do I need to make 850 raw horsepower? About 14 PSI. And you're good to go if everything works properly. Probably a peasant question. Does anyone here recommend a good clutch for the 09 GT500? You're going to get an RXT, not the HD. You don't need the HD version unless you're making big power. Alex, you got the new phone. I was looking to buy that one as well. It's an awesome phone. I'll have to get that now. It's a great phone. I mean, I played with it for hours because I dropped my S21, dropped it. The digitizer went to shit. Right after work, went to Verizon, got this, and immediately started playing with it. Good. No flooding here, Cole Daniel. No flooding here at all. So I wonder why VMP didn't bring out a video talking badly about the Brenspeed video, because it kind of debunked, and the fact that it's standard smoothing 5 is like the kiss of death to anyone criticizing that kit. Like, what are you going to say now? Like, let's say Brenspeed said it made 12 PSI. I got cats on it. I got no tricks. I got stock manifolds. I got fresh 93 from Shell down the street. I have no, because he's a shop, right? So he has to then duplicate that. So let's say he's up in Indiana and he says the Roush Launch Edition kit made 12 PSI through an auto, 693, fresh 93, no boosting. He has to repeat that number, right? If not, he looks like a fucking liar, right? So if Brenspeed says it, and I have never heard Brenspeed talk out of turn. We have dealt with him in tuning custom situations, and he has been wonderful. If I'm not mistaken, I helped him tune a 1,000 horsepower GT350 about 2 years ago, and he was wonderful to work with. So if Brenspeed says 12 PSI, Roush Launch Edition kit, 93 pump gas, what are Whipple surrogates going to say? What do you got to say? You're going to call him a liar? Then call him a liar. Oh, and this is the other thing that happens. If I criticize anybody, I'm going to speak their fucking name. So if I got beef with like a tuner that talked shit on me, I said, fuck you, Rob. You know, he didn't mention my name, but I was like, I know who you're talking about. So I went boom, right after him. What happens with the surrogates is, a certain company out there tells you that you got to use a hammer, a die grinder, and some paint to install a blower. You don't got to do that with ours. Well, you know what else you don't got to do with theirs? Put boosting in it, headers, and hope your catalytic converters don't fucking cook. But the greatest thing that Roush does, they don't even pay attention. They're just like, you know, someone comes up to Mr. Jack Roush. Mr. Jack Roush, did you hear that Whipple is out there talking shit on you? And he goes, I shit my pants. Meaning, I don't give a fuck. And he just goes on about his business. And Whipple's out there losing their fucking minds. Why you gotta use a die grinder? Whoa, fuck a die grinder. Never mind, you gotta put headers on your shit to make that number. Joseph Lacey says, I meant to add how much I love this phone. I'm old and I keep accidentally hitting send. Deal. At what power level should I advise against deadhead fuel rail setup? That's a great question Ray has built. Now, Lund and I would disagree on this, but I'm going to err on the side of my employer. When at all possible, run a true return style fuel system, meaning It does not deadhead at the end of the rail because that's who the employer I work for suggests. I have personally seen 900 rear wheel horsepower setups deadhead and not have an issue. Now, at way higher power levels, over 1,000, I would highly suggest getting a true return style setup, and that's what Lund recommends. RXC will be good enough for Trinity swap? Absolutely, not a problem. P.S. Shout out to Coyote House in New York. Joe's the man. Joe is the man. The best thing about Joe, we deal with him in the ticket system, logs on point. Watt, 3,500 to 6,000. Bam. Watt, 3,500 to 7,700. Bam. One time we had a spark plug issue. And I just said, based on experience, Joe, this looks like a spark plug issue. He goes, bet. Didn't say, well, they're brand fucking new. No, he's like, all right, cool. Pulled them out, and he goes, shit, one of my guys gapped them a little too big. Put a fresh set, gapped them properly. Fucking beautiful, clean pulls. And he's like, bro, I learned something today. I go, hey, it's always a good day when you learn something new. And he was like, awesome bet. Cars come in and out. You know who does this? Parker Performance. Cars come in, logged, out. Joe, Coyote House, in, out. Valley 10 Speed, in, out. PK Auto, in, out. Chuck Wozorinsky, in, out. Danny Built. I mean, in, out, conveyor belt. And when people say, Alex, why do you recommend that shop? Because they have a system. They have a system of car coming in, vet the parts, vet the situation, vet the tuning, and then if there's something wrong, they go, okay, let me do all the vetting, all the vacuum testing, all the smoke testing, and if everything looks good, I'll tell Lund they have a great system. And those guys do this and just cash out. They don't sit there and argue with you about stupid shit. Roush, Whipple, who? Bro, I'm telling you, it's going to be interesting if Brenspeed goes to the track and it runs a 1040. Oh my God. If Brenspeed goes to the track in 90-degree weather on a 10R80 Roush car and it shifts at 7,500 and it runs a 1040 or a 1050, I would always recommend a Roush Launch Edition blower. Because why get a Whipple? Like, okay, nothing against Whipple. But once tuning opens up, then I'll start saying, you want to get after it? You want to make big power? We get yourselves an ID 1700, return style fuel system, get yourself that Whipple Gen 6. Yes. But while tuning is closed and not available to Lund Racing, the only one that matters, I would say get the one that's going to get you the most for less. So that is the Roush Supercharger. What's his favorite boost application for a 350? Twin turbos. I used to say Whipple. Twin turbos. After you drive a twin turbo GT 350, everything else pales in comparison. Especially a stick. Because the GT 350 really doesn't have a lot of torque. It just inherently, based on the cam profile, the head flow, maybe the flat plane crank lends itself to less torque. I don't know. But at low RPMs, it's a lazy son of a bitch. And I don't like, personally, it tugging on a belt to give it a little torque. Now, do Whipple GT350s do well? Absolutely. But twin turbo GT350s do way better. Like way better. Are we back to Sunday mornings? Yes. Monty 540, we will be back on Sunday mornings. That pink light is cool. The pink light, bro, this bitch does whatever. This bitch does anything. It does it change? Oh, look at that. This is the dilithium crystals. And change the modes. Oh, come on, man. This is right now warp 5. Can we go faster? Can we go faster? Slow. There you go. Warp 6. Warp 7. Slow. Let's slow it down. There we go. Let's slow it down. There we go. Speed it up. Oh, no. Can we speed it up? How do you speed it up? Whatever. It's got a bunch of modes. It's kind of cool. So it kind of... No LGBT lights here. Fuck all that. There we go. We don't want that LGBT bullshit going on here. Fuck all that. Get that shit out of here. Get this thing out of my house. I'll sell it. I'll sell it right now. I'll sell this fucking thing right now. How do I change colors? Oh, okay, that's something else. There we go. Now we're just going through the whole set of purple and blue. Yeah, let's do blue for now. Does it get any higher? Auto? Does it change? Yeah, there you go. It changes. Cool. So yeah, there you go. just showed you the stupid light back there. There's two of them. There's one here. There's one there also in the back there. So, and there's my bug swatter. This thing badass. So right around springtime, I don't know what happens in Florida, but these bitches hatch, and I get after it. This bitch zaps motherfuckers. So that thing goes BAM! So I'm here literally swatting shit once in a while. Regulator before or after rails, it depends on, in my opinion, packaging. Like where do you want the rails to get fed? So most of the people that have an S550 or even an S197, they bring the regulator to the driver's side strut tower behind the strut tower, and then they feed that. So they could what they could do is this. They can have a line going to the passenger side feeding the rail, then it crosses over, and then it feeds the secondary rail, like the driver's side, and then it drains back to the tank. So technically, is that before or after the rail? It's probably after, right? Because if the line comes directly from the tank to a rail, then it comes to the other rail and then to the regulator. Technically, that's after the regulator. So honestly, I don't think it makes a difference at the end of the day whether it's before or after the regulator, because when it gets to the regulator, the fuel then gets regulated. And it changes everything. Cut got a tennis racket. I don't fuck around, bro. So you could so you squeeze it, right? Or you could just have it lit all the time. So if I just have it like this, it's ready to zap. I feel like I took the dog out for a walk one time, and let me see, it's a light. Yeah, like I took the dog out for a walk one time, and I left it like this and just walked, and the motherfuckers just fell right into it, and it was like a light show. It was actually pretty cool. So it was kind of nice to see them just die. So it's 97%, bro. That's badass. I need one of those. It's badass. Twin turbos for the 350. Are there other options the same price range as Hellion? Aldo. Aldo, in my opinion, has some of the better kits out there. And I get it. Some people want to run other shit. Can it get more intense? There we go. But I like Aldo's kits. He's a good guy. I've never done wrong by me. I've always liked him. He's been a solid dude. I would run his shit nonstop. I know that Valley 10 Speed is going to run his stuff. So it'd be nice to see the results of that, because now we can have an apples to apples comparison with a ESS G4 at max boost versus an Aldo kit with the same tune. You should use that swatter on Rob when he's trying to be all friendly at 2K. He ain't going to be friendly. He's going to avoid me. Avoid me. You understand? If you see me at 2K and you don't want problems, avoid me at 2K. If you want problems, say hi to me. If you want smoke, say hi to me. I ain't friendly. I'm never going to be your fucking friend. You will always forever until you fucking die be an op. So if you don't want any fucking problems, do not approach me at any race event. You will have problems if you approach me and you know you're a fucking op. Okay? We ain't friendly in person. I ain't friendly in person. Especially with motherfuckers out there talking shit and don't back it up. I would respect if you backed it up. I would absolutely respect the shit out of motherfuckers if they backed it up. But they don't back it up. They hide behind their fucking keyboard. Don't be hiding behind that shit. You know how big the keyboard's gotta be for you to hide at Bradenton? Fuck. Like a 53-foot fucking big ass fucking keyboard. Like a trailer. Fuck out of here. Hide behind that. Man, I would laugh my ass off as I saw Theo walking with that motherfucker with Tony. Some kinky pickleball chick really be digging you right now. How long will it take for someone to twin turbo the S650 on the Roush file? Well, if Procharger has access to the 24, I would just do that and just boost control. The problem is going to be fuel. How much secondary fueling will you need if the tunes are locked? So let's say Procharger has access to the 24, tune is locked. I think the more people have access to the tuning, the less likely it'll stay locked. So I think by the time Procharger gets their hands on tuning, I think by that time someone like an HP Tuners. I don't know what's going on with SCT. I think they just went away. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But they used to be at the forefront of shit. And if SCT somehow still has connections with Ford, they could probably get in on the ground level. Like they lost it with Gen 3. They lost it with F-150. They lost it with GT500. So if you guys want to get back in the game, SCT, you guys got to fuck with the GT stuff heavy and get it to flash conventionally through the OBD2 port, not putting a fucking thumb up your ass to make it flash. Kelly Higgins says, hey Alex, is there a particular reason why Lund says I need to PCM multi-tune to run a ghost cam? I just purchased a tune and was not trying to drop another 500 on PCM tech, says Kelly Aikens. So think about it this way, Kelly Aikens. PCM tech is a completely new software. So there are things in certain applications when it comes to the ghost cam tune that are available on PCM tech that are not available on other platforms, say SCT, HP tuners, what have you. So for us to make you a fucking ghost cam tune out of all things, if you want it, well, on a certain platform, then it's got to go through PCM tech because we simply have more data in front of us to be able to edit the file properly so that the ghost cam is stable. So the fact that you're paying for a ghost cam tune through PCM tech actually means that we have to adjust it and make sure it runs properly. That is funny. There's already some kid with a twin turbo S650. Yeah, but it's not tunable. Just picked up a Gen 3 6-speed with 355s. Would you recommend a P1 Procharger stage 1 kit or a Gen 5 Whipple stage 1? Gen 5 Whipple stage 1 and get rid of the 355. Put 315s in it. Should I run 12 PSI on a centrifugal blower since you can run that on a positive displacement blower on pump gas, 91 or 93? Or should you keep it around 10 PSI? I wouldn't go further than 11 PSI because even it depends on how good the fuel is in your area. My white car that's being sold right now on Florida pump gas did not like anything above 11 PSI. The knock sensors went, suck that dick. And then on a shift, they pegged. So it depends on how sweet the fuel is in your area. In Puerto Rico, I tell them, bro, more boost. The pump gas is wonderful, wonderful down there. The pump gas is wonderful down there. So I say, Papa, give him more boost. And he's like, okay, 12, 13, boom, and it's there. And I'm like, bro, the data looks good. So I don't think you need E85, but maybe splash a little boost in there when you go racing just for safety's sake. I thought you didn't like Kelly Aiken. Some person named Kelly Aiken, I don't know if it's the actual guy, asked me a question. I answered it. It's Kelly's Puerto Rican brother, Kelly Aiken. I think he wants multi-tune, and they might have said that. People think that that's really FLKA. Exactly. There's plenty of people. I'm hoping. Okay. 409 really woke my 18 D4 awesome mirror gear. Oh yeah, he's just he's literally saying everything that homie's doing and trying to be funny here. I mean, you'll get kicked out. I'm that petty. I'm Richard Petty. I'm King Petty. ESS for 6R80 roll racing. Is that a question? Like, what's the question? ESS for 6R80 roll racing? What's the question? I don't understand the question. What's the reasoning for 315 over 355s? You won't go into 7th gear at the end of the track. So you got to go 315. Don't argue with me. Don't even ask more questions. You either, if you want to go drag racing or even roll racing, because the top of 6th gear is like 129 with a 355, depending on the diameter of your tire. When you're roll racing, motherfuckers, you don't want to lose a race of a 40 to 140 because the car has to do a 6-7 shift. You got to extend 6th gear out. We extend 6th gear out to like 8,200 RPMs, and that's like 180 miles an hour, 170, depending on the diameter of your tire. So, in my opinion, get a 315 gear. Tune update needed for 315s? Can't remember. No, not needed. So, you'd rather a boosted 350 over a new 500/C601. Oh my God, yeah. Guys, I love my 01. Not that much anymore, but I love it. You know, it's a cool car. Fuck that car. The money you have to spend to mitigate the IATs is so stupid Because there is a C601 tax. So let's say you go ahead and get yourself a Kong port, bricks, hell, you get a lid, 20 PSI, E85, blah, blah, blah. That bitch will make 800 plus horsepower. It'll also make 170 IATs. Ask me how I know. So what do you got to do to mitigate that? A motherfucking ice tank? I got to put ice in this bitch? Ice on a street car. Edelbrock heat exchanger. A whole bunch of other bullshit. Meth. What? GT350. Twin turbo Hellion. 12-to-1 compression. 5.2. 9,000 plus RPMs if you want it. 10 PSI will make 800 to the wheel with refinement. Comfortable. Bro, a C601 is so dumb. See, a lot of people see a 01 from afar. And they go, that's King Daddy stick car. I knew what it was when I got it. That I should have just kept it kind of on the stock side. But I also am bored with a 600 behind the butthole horsepower car. It's boring. It's not fast. It needs to make like 800 to the wheel for me to go, oh yeah, this is badass. But on ZR1 specifically, 800 wheel is literally 180 IATs. And then you got to pay money to have that fucking fixed. And how much is the Edelbrock heat exchanger? Go. See, that's what I'm looking for. And you know what? Everyone that tells me about the inner chiller said, it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. I'm sorry. Something has to happen because I'm not going to be carrying around 7 bags of ice on a roll night with my boys because I need a fucking ice tank for a 900 horsepower car. I don't need an ice tank for a 900 horsepower Coyote. Any blower. Name your blower. I don't need an ice tank for any 900 horsepower Coyote. 1,000 and up? Yeah, sure. 7th is 1-1, low and slow. Awesome. Thanks for the feedback, Alex. That's of our Martner. Kelly Aiken says he's not trying to be funny. I think you're trying to be a little funny. I'll be sending logs to Lund in the future. Going to pull you down to 115 on an ESS. 93 seems pretty good in my area, but I always keep a can of VP just in case. You can make a C601 and a 20-2500 into a badass roll car, but only one will remain fun to drive and past a certain horsepower. That'll be the GT500. If my Gen 3 almost stalls at idle without a CEL, would VCT solenoids be the first thing to swap? First of all, you got to figure out that that's the actual issue. So I wouldn't just go, boom, replacing VCT solenoids like that. Rami Zaidan, ¿qué hace, papa? Here we're talking about Puerto Rico pump gas, how good it is. I don't know how the fuck y'all get it over there, but it's fucking phenomenal. I guess a C601 don't mod. Well, they mod great, but they're expensive. See, every time you see a video on Facebook, right, and you see 2 guys roll racing, and then you see a C601, beating the shit out of it, you know what you won't see? You won't see it do it again. Okay, you ready? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Want to race again? No. It's 170 IAT. Alex, you're wrong. Ice tanks take care of that. Oh, okay. My ice is melted now. My Edelbrock heat exchanger is melted now. My intercooler brick. The car was not designed to be sustainable back-to-back-to-back rolls. Like, I don't know how much meth you need for that. Like, can I take a C601, 20 pounds of boost, cammed, lidded up, Edelbrocked up, but no ice tank? Can I do 3 back-to-back 40 to 160 rolls in that car without it blowing up? I don't know. I don't know. Can I do that with a 350 twin turbo car? 12 PSI twin turbo GT350, 12 PSI, E85. Air-to-air intercooler. All fucking day. No problem. I don't know, Theo. I might need it for the front feed Roush. I see Alex standing on business today. Look, after seeing Roush, I felt so good because what I've been saying the whole time, people have been refuting on Facebook and, these grandma forums. And now, Brenspeed literally puts a blue check mark on my comments. Any 2650 Supercharger, I'm saying any, at 12 or 13 PSI is going to make about 700 rear wheel horsepower. So when I saw that the Odin made 660 on 12 PSI, I went, there's a problem. There's a restriction somewhere. Probably that shitty Whipple inlet that y'all celebrate so much. We worked with people who you should have worked with other people. Anyway. And then Brenspeed's like, yeah, no boosting, no nothing, 93 octane, no frills, stock throttle body, stock cold airs. This thing made 693 and it whines. I know, sounds stupid, right? Alex, who gives a fuck about whining? Everybody gives a fuck about whining, bro. They all do. They make whining mods. The Hellcat community loves the whine. Whine. Cobra guys. Homosexual Cobra guys with barbed wire tattoos on their shit from Pam Anderson. What the fuck's the name of that show? The beach. Baywatch days. They love the whine. Matter of fact, if you were to say, I got a Kenny Bell 3.6, Kenny Bell 2.8, VMP 2.3, or the stock blower, which one would you take? You know what they'd say? Which one sounds better? That's how they think. 01, what's it here? 01 text. There is a 01 text. Rami, let me ask you a question, Rami. You got a 01, right? Oh, thank you. Rami has 1,000 horsepower ZR1. It's a one pump chump. You can't go to Houston with your ZR1 and ice tank, a 2650 fully bolted on, E85'd up, all this shit, and do 6 races. 6 40 to 140s on the Parkway, or the Beltway, or the Fuckway, whatever the fuck it's called. Second run, you're fucked. IATs, 160. Ice melted. The C601 is a one-pump chump. I own one. I know it's a one-pump chump. So why doesn't anyone talk about an inner chiller? Ah, those things are trash. Have you tried it? Have you installed one? But yes, the OE blower on the C601 is small and gets hot. So does the 2650. If it's pulleyed properly. Ford Master says, Alex, twin turbo 350. I called up Calamar for a trans recommendation. I was honestly looking for a stage 3 option for my stock tranny. They advised me to swap out a stage 3 NT82 swap. What are your thoughts? What generation MT82 swap? I'll be honest with you. I want a stage 3 3160 in that thing. If I want a stage 3 3160. I like the gear stack. I like the gear ratios. Leave it alone. And if you don't want to do that, you do a T56 Magnum XL and 430s in the back. 430s. They want to just get turbos if you want to hear something. I get it. My G3 whines, but not that bad. Snakebite. You want some cheese with that wine? Right, exactly. One pump jump C601. Absolutely. Beltway 8. Exactly, Savard Martiner. I know the deal. I know Houston. I lived there for a little bit. It was shit. Hated it. But I know the people. I know the culture. And they're all about that fucking Beltway life. And I've never seen a C601 do 3 back-to-back passes that makes over 900 horsepower. Never, ever, ever. Yeah, I only hear my G3 under idle. Once it starts eating, it's quiet as church mouse, or I can't hear it over the exhaust. Rami's car made 1,000 horsepower and blower. It's a built motor, cammed up, 2650, Synergy lid. I think he had a Synergy lid. And it made 1,300 horsepower on nitrous. Once. And that's it. You can't go back to back to back. So Rami, tell me, why has nobody in the C601 community, I know it's a small community, they made less than 5,000 cars, so I totally understand why nobody would develop an interchiller kit. Why the fuck not? It's obviously a problem. How much is a lid? Rami, let's talk. How much is a lid? How much is our bricks? Is a lid and bricks in the same, one and the same? I don't know. How much is a Edelbrock intercooler or heat exchanger? Edelbrock heat exchanger, lid, bricks, and what else do you need to get that thing to cool down? Okay, how much is an interchiller and labor to put it in? I don't know. I'd rather try an interchiller. C6 is low quality car overall. Never understood the circle jerk over them. It's the weight versus the engine ain't that special. I know titanium rods and all this bullshit. But if you make 1,000 on it, the only reason it's fast is because of the gearing and the weight. The car has its own allure. You look at it and you go, that's a bad bitch. You know what that is. It's a badass stick car. Once. Yeah, I am from Brandon, Texas. I live in Atlanta now, and you're correct, sir. I see someone get their stage 3 Ben Calmer and trans spun like neutral in third gear. Okay, so if you sell 1 million transmissions, one person might have a bad time. So 9 times out of 10, based on what I've seen, Kelly Aikens, because it's interesting. You're coming in here talking shit on Ben, and you got the picture of Homeboy's car in your shit. So I don't know. You might be a weirdo. Shit happens. It's not, and if they took it apart and said it looks good, who do you believe? The people who built the transmission or the guy who installed it? I've seen people install Mantic clutches like retards, and they blame Mantic, and they're like, "No, this is clearly over torqued. You clearly over torqued the pressure plate." No, I did everything per the instructions. Boy, shut the fuck up. Hey, Alex, 355 years in a manual Whipple car is no good. Okay, 355 years in a manual car is probably not good. So, okay, so what year is it? 2024 plus 355. By the year 2379, I don't think that manual is going to be doing all that good. I think it's going to be a lot. So, maybe 5 years, but not 355. That's a little much. Red Dad Gotcha ESS says, my buddy has an inner chiller. It didn't fix his problem, and now his AC sucks. that would suck too. Savar Marner, be peasant if you chill. Everything is $1,000+, like $3K. What's up? How much is a quarter brick? Brandon, you can run them if you want. Okay, would a T56 work well for a daily if I hate the MT82? Seems like someone is working on a sensor to emulate the D4 capabilities. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. The inch chill on the Black Bean looks like it works very well. We don't have an inner chiller on the Black Bean. We have an ice tank. Can it run 8s in an SI50 for under $70,000? Absolutely. Put more gear in the rear gear and you'll be all right. It's just a trans Nick Nair. Small dono for the ZR1. Thank you, Ian Martha. Ian Martha, want to talk about your Gen 3 woes? So we were talking about quality issues and what was the best years for Coyote. And I said 13 because of the GT, the Boss, and the GT500. 12, you could make the same case, GT Boss, GT500. But 13 had a better GT500, a better Boss, and a better GT. And then I said 15 to 17, they had a 350 and a GT. They didn't have a GT500 until 2020, but I didn't like the GT in 2020. I know NA guys love the 10R80. I despise the 10R80. I think the 10R80 from 18 to 23 is the biggest piece of shit ever built because I had an NA version of that in the truck. Same thing, 10R80 is a 10R80 is a 10R80, and that thing, you'd be driving down the highway and it would go into first gear for no reason. Ooh, woo, I'm like, what the fuck was that? You'd be taking a turn and it would neutral out in first gear for no fucking reason. And I'm like, I'm good. Fuck this transmission. So now Ian Martha's having issues with his sync system. Wait until you have issues with the 10R80, Ian Martha. Wait until you have an issue with the 10R80. All you need is to make 2 or 3 pulls, and you're going to realize, yeah, this thing's a piece of shit. Flying cars in 355 years. He's got that warp speed rear gear. I'm running a Caliber built T56 with PPG gears in my 1200 horsepower GT500 S196 Gen 3R. That sounds like, you sound like, what's his name? There's a guy that has a Gen 3R Gen 1 car. And he also has 160 IATs. He's like, yeah, it's time to do something about that. Kelly, you're in here asking dumb and opsy questions. He's right. You're asking weird opsy questions. Alex, I've heard of LS9 guys using AC refrigerant for cooling some shit. LS9 guys, if there's an interchiller out there, let me know. Because I'll be fucking goddamn if I'm going to put a heat exchanger in it, bricks, lid, a tank, and mitigate 20 degrees off of my IATs. Fuck that. I'll sell the car, get a 350. I'll say, hey, L&P, fix it up, and I will trade that bitch in. Shh. Hey, how much you give me for trading? And they say the dealer has a hard on for ZR1s, and they give me 60. Vámonos. Is it true the best years for 350 is 18 to 20? I would just get a 20. Don't fuck with 18. I mean, nothing wrong with 18, 19s, but I would just get a 20. What's up, buddy? What's up, man? People here want to... Come on. They can see you here now. Whoa, boy. That's right, man. That's right. Yeah, I would definitely get a 20. If you could. Oh, I gotta switch you up. Oh, there we go. I'd get a 20 if you could because it's the last year of that. Boy, you are heavy. You are so heavy. There you go. There he is. Want to say hi to the people? Yeah. You're like a cat. Ford, driving to my house for the sync update because it's so trash. You have a Ford rep coming to your shit? Boy, you must be doing good at Publix, bro. Man, good for you. Get me with some of them pub subs on deck. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you feel the same way about the 10L80? I don't know shit about the 10L80, unfortunately. 100 ITs in the ice tank in 90-degree weather. Okay, I don't know what car you're talking about. The 10-speed and the ZL1 and the Blackwing seem to be doing okay. The 10-speed for swaps for the LS guys are becoming a thing now. Is the 350 that much better than the GT? Oh my god. Oh my god. Come on. Is the GT 350 that much better than the GT? Guys, it's night and day. You got 500 plus horsepower, 520 or something? 526 or something. 8,200 RPM rev limiter, 3160 transmission, tight ratio. It's not as strong as the MT82 of that generation, but with an upgrade from Ben Calamer, the gear stack is beautiful. Yeah, it's the best all-around S550 car ever made. Ever. Like, not even close. You get good. Let me know when to go up there. Are you on the Jupiter one? If you're up on the Jupiter one, I'll head up when you're there, and I'll be like, yo, pups up. Vámonos. Reason LSLT guys doing okay with the 10 speed is because the 10 to 1 of them make over 600 horsepower compared to the Mustangs. ZL1 10L90 is more robust, not bulletproof. Boy, it's thick. He is thick. Tony's bugging. Tony's a good dude. That fool looks like he's on coke. Real simple. Ask Kelly what suspension mod does he rock. I mean, I think he got hidden. I think he got booted because he was asking OPSI questions. Look, I get it. You probably are a fan of the show. There are certain things that just don't fly here. Certain things just don't fucking fly here. Especially your name. I would like to see a 350 on the channel. So, Mr. Vinny T, you might see it sooner than later. So, talk with Alec Bledsoe. We'll see if we can get something with the ZR1. If I get it back and I drive it a little bit and it's happy and the motor's good and the trans is brand new and the RPS clutch. So, it's got an RPS clutch, a Ben Calamer built trans. And if I can get a Bledsoe to get me a refresh of this motor, re-ring it, maybe bore it over, get some 10 to 1 pistons or something, little cam, choppity chop, and drive it for a summer, I'll look to trade it in on a 350. Love it. But at least I can go and say, I've experienced it. Cool car, not for me. It's a cool car for other people to have. Like a Viper. Like, I've driven tons of Vipers when I worked at Bomberos in Houston. I got into so many Vipers. I did all this dumb shit. We chopped one up and made it a convertible. We did a bunch of stuff to Vipers. And I would constantly bring it to the detailer, bring it here, bring it there, drop people off at their house. And it was a okay car. I like it because it looks badass. But I got to understand that the only way the car is badass is if it has a Nth Moto twin turbo package or a Calvo Motors 1200 1300X package. Aside from that, it's no quicker than a fucking ESS 10R80 car. Need to see the ZR1 swapped out for a 350 on the channel. Hey, that'd be nice. It'd have to be a nice zero. It would have to be a badass GT350. I'm saying like black with blue stripes or silver with blue and red stripes. Like, it's got to be like a weird color combo. And if I can find an R, but the problem is how much is a GT350 nowadays? $75,000 to $80,000. If I get 60 for the Corvette, which I don't think I will, I'll probably get high 50s or mid 50s. I can only roll over like 20 grand. And I'm like, Just keep it. Take my car and do a review. I love an hour and a half from you. I'll drop it off. Odin blower, FFRE motor. Nick Vasquez, do you have the Odin GT350? I might take you up on that. But look at what happened to the other guy. The Cobra, the Factory 5 Cobra guy. Or the Backdraft Cobra guy. Hey, I got a Factory 5 Cobra. I'm in Loxahatchee. Okay. When you want to meet up? Saturday. Fucking crickets. And I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Above Average says, I'm running a stock exhaust manifold, stock exhaust manifolds with Catalyst X-Pipe on my 13 Odin. Would long tubes make the car perform better? Absolutely. Oh, Catalyst X-Pipe? Oh, wait, it's an Odin car. Oh, yes. Yeah. Not like 30 horse better, but maybe 10. Talking Shit Tuesday. Exactly. Viper rides and sounds like a dump truck. Yeah, Rami has built a couple. Rami fucks with them heavy in Puerto Rico. Puerto Ricans have some crazy money. Rami, be honest with me. Y'all motherfuckers that got Vipers, Lambos, McLarens in Puerto Rico. Them fuckers deal drugs, right? Because I know Puerto Ricans. I am one. Ain't that smart? How y'all got that kind of money? There's got to be some tax evasion or some fraud. Puerto Ricans don't make money straight up. They don't. Look at Tito Trinidad. He got his ass beat, and then he went broke. I'm like, all right, that motherfucker's Puerto Rican. Like that. You know that motherfucker's Puerto Rican. Trinidad made millions of dollars getting his ass beat in the ring, and then he went broke. And I'm like, oh yeah, he's Puerto Rican. He's Puerto Rican as fuck. Shelby Dave GT350R episode gonna be lit. Buy mine. I'm selling it. Built motor, Odin, etc. The fucking Odin, bro. Is it still a Nick Vasquez? Is it still a 5.2 flat plane crank, or did FFRE make it a cross plane crank? I don't know. Let's talk. Hellion Sleeper 18 GT using the 11 to 14 stock manuals. At what power boost should I look into 1281Xs? The fuck are you talking about? Are you talking about springs? Now. The sleeper kits are pretty good. I haven't heard many issues with the sleeper kits. I've seen sleeper kits make up to 1,000. Once, if you have a back pressure sensor in it, once it starts creeping up there, like 2 to 1, that's probably a lot. I would actually want to see a reading of the back pressure before you started just throwing springs in it. Hey Alex, I know you probably didn't want the 17350 yet, but at my dealership there's this blue one with a Procharger. Kaylin Vance. Are you sure they didn't crazy glue the crank back on and trade it in? Think about it, Kaylin Vance. Why would you trade in a GT350 with a Procharger? Think about that. That is the worst car you want to Procharge. They have legit business. Yeah, my ass. You know how many Mary Janes you can fucking sell before you make any money? You know how many sugar daddies and sugar babies you can sell before you make money to buy a Viper? Get the fuck out of here. Legit businesses in Puerto Rico? ¿Qué carajo tiene? Un boricua que tiene un Viper, una casota, y está vendiendo Mary Jane en la esquina de pa'l carajo. Shit. What does Snowman say? Some dumb shit? Snowman, fuck it. He says, I feel like Lund asked Whipple for tuning access. Nope. They never did. You are wrong. And if they say Alex is the reason we don't give you tuning access, then Lund would be very smart to fire me. Right? If the future of the business at Lund Racing hinged upon 24 tuning access, and if Whipple said, you gotta fire Alex in order to have tuning access for the 24, you better do it. Because that'd be great for me. Oh. Could you imagine John Lund Sr. comes up to me and goes, hey Alex, gotta have a talk. Your show that has no influence is very toxic. And it's causing issues, reverberations to the tuning industry. And I gotta look out for my family. And you would understand if you and I had to part ways, if I was able to get tuning for 24 Mustangs. I said, Mr. John Lund, I would totally understand. You have to look out for your best interest. And I'm just a replaceable peg in the wheel of life. And I would absolutely take a nice little severance, you know, give me about a year's severance. And I'll go away. And then you have tuning access. And then I would fucking go nuclear on every, not Lund, Lund's good. I would go nuclear on every motherfucker. Because now I have proven that I'm that influential. Like, you want to give me a bigger head than I already got, which is tough. It's fucking tough. Go ahead and say, you got to get rid of Alex to get 24 tuning. Oh, wee! Don't threaten me with a good fucking time. Imagínate esa mierda. Brother. Yeah, bro. You know, these motherfuckers are going to be saying shit like that. I think John would be very smart to do that. And I know he's very loyal. Extremely loyal. John doesn't fuck around. Takes care of his people. He's paid me handsomely. I've lived a great, great life. My salary is way too high. I love it. But if he said I have to let you go because this will extend the business another 5 years, and I'd rather have the business around for 5 years than not have the business for 5 years, and you're essentially expendable. Hey, I would do it with a smile on my face. Just give me a nice severance. Just give me a nice severance. And no NDAs, and no fucking non-competes. Not that I'm going to tune, but I'm not going to tune. I'll still be Lund too. I'll be like, hey, y'all got to tune my shit, right? Okay, cool. Oh, bro, those fucking live streams will be 3 hours fucking long. I will talk about everything and everyone because I've been biting my lip. Y'all motherfuckers out there, you know the only reason I don't talk shit on you guys is because I work for Lund. Like, Lund's the reason I'm staying quiet on half of you motherfuckers. Free Agent Alex is a bad day. Bro, bad day. Not a hate comment at all, but there seems to be a recurring theme of you buying pre-built higher end race cars that are pre-vetted with why buy a car with the fuse half burnt? So, Fishbowl. I went 8.1 with the GT500, and the slowest it ever went with me was 8.5 for 2 years. And it's a race car. It's a race car. So for 2 years, I was able to go 8s in that car and enjoy it. Then I put a T56 in it, and it ran good until it didn't. Okay. Oh, no. That happened after the motor build. Okay. C601. 2 great years with it. Then I started turning it up. So, Fishbowl, do you think when you modify cars that they're bulletproof? There is no such thing as bulletproof. You could take a car with 500 miles, brand new off the lot, shove a blower in it, 10 PSI, a BAP in thousands, and the ringland will pop. Matter of fact, it happened on my white car. Boosted it, pump gas, ringland let go. So it doesn't matter if it's beat within an inch of its life or brand new. The moment you modify it, shit can let go. And that's part of the game. Like, when you start modding cars, you have to know, I have to be able to afford to replace the engine. If you buy a car knowing you can't afford to replace the engine and you modify it, this game ain't for you, bro. This game is not for you. Alex goes under Joaquin on the D-Lo. We right at dawn. How the fuck would anyone know if you got fired? Calibrator, they would just say they did it and not do it. You get nothing and like it. Pimpin' OF Chicks in San Juan. Yeah, right. These motherfuckers got legit businesses. My ass, bro. These Puerto Ricans, they doing some bullshit. They're Puerto Rican. Dumb motherfucker. Just started Brenspeed, also Dyno to 2024 Whipple. Look in his list. God damn it. Now you're going to make me chop up the stream. Fuck. Watch this stream crash. Just fucking crash. Fucking explodes. Here we go. Here we go. Oh my god. Brenspeed. Brenspeed. Let's go to Brenspeed. Look on his list. Okay, Brenspeed. Let me turn off the monitor and let's turn off the cam. Where's the cam?
Hey, what's up, Brent from Brenspeed? Thanks for watching Brenspeed TV. It's shop tour day. Hey,
that's a big shop. Okay, Whipple stage 1. Okay, but it's got Cook's headers. Actually, it's good. That's good. Let me turn off these things.
hey, what's up, everybody? Brent from Brenspeed. Thanks so much for watching Brenspeed TV. Today is going to be fun.
I don't know why, but he's just likable. I'm not.
Watch so I can tell you everything we have going on. So it's
okay, so let's get to it. Let's see what's going on. Okay, it's got the gay intake. Got it.
It's back and forth. But Doug, come down here. Take.
So, stage 1 automatic Dyno 2. So it's got Cook's headers. Cook's headers. Here we go. 734. And well, let me guess out. 560 torque. 583. Okay, so 20 more torque. So a stage 1 kit, Dyno 2 pulleys, and Cook's headers. Okay, but did you do boosting and stuff? I don't want to go through the whole video. Okay, and where's the second pull?
Or almost a pound of boost gain with a smaller pulley, but the graphs look great. They look
okay, 7 something. So
smooth.
Wait, how much boost? 12 psi. It made 583.
375. Now there is some areas in here that's probably more like a pound of boost or almost a pound of boost gain with a smaller pulley, but the graphs look great. They look smooth.
Okay, let me see the power number. Okay, so 790. Okay. so let's go ahead and take a 12 psi TVS made 693. Now let's take Cook's headers, free flowing exhaust, same exact number. How much power do you think that car will make? 720, 730. Every boosted car I've seen with headers and free flowing exhaust usually makes another 30 rear wheel horsepower. So it'll be really interesting to see how all that goes. That'll be super interesting. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on? This thing freeze up or what? Yeah, I think I'm talking a little bit too much. So yeah, so it looks like if you were to take an Odin situation, or a Roush situation that made 693, and you were to then take headers on it, it'll make 720, 730, the same fucking power as the Whipple. Boy, get the fuck out of here. Brenspeed did a 24 Whipple down, made a bit more power, but also had headers and boosting. Alex, read this. Go into their video list. I did. Checked it. Done. Should we all subscribe to his channel? Let me see. Premium. Fuck. Stupid. Let me go back. Let's look at Brenspeed videos. Let me see. Let me see how many subscribers he's got. I like him. If he's got like a low subscriber count, we can help him.
Brenspeed. Thanks so much for watching Brenspeed TV. Today's going to be fun. 24 GT automatic. Hey, what's up, Brent for Brenspeed?
This thing is wigging out.
Shop tour day.
Hey, there goes that. There goes the internet. It goes to shit real fast. If he's got under 10,000 subs, we'll fucking sub. He's got 33,000. He's good. You're good, Brenspeed. You don't need my help. You're doing good. Alex, what's next for the 13 GT? Yonsei 50. Converter and trans brake. Once I get a converter and trans brake, I'll be able to leave out of the hole a little better, and then I'll probably have to do a wheel and tire combo, like a skinny and a stickier tire. Right now, I have Mickey Thompson EC Street at SS's on stock rims, so a trans brake and a converter would be the next mods, and that'll get that sucker in the 11s, no problem. It will let me purchase it but not ask questions. Fuck my life, says Ashton Munoz. Got it. But thank you so much. VMP Dyno to stage 1 stock car. Only VMP Dyno to stage 1 stock car. Pump gas. 686, 555. Exactly. Only rears. A stage 1 stock car supposedly made less power than actually was 660. I saw on their video. No, that was with their Odin. Sorry, that was with their Odin. Again, every 12 PSI blower, the pump gas limit, fuck the boost. The pump gas limit is about 11 or so PSI, or maybe 12 if the fuel is really sweet. So anytime you see a guy said, I made this power on pump gas, and he says anything above 12 and a half, 13 pounds of boost, you know he's full of shit. And there's boostane in the tank. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. 739, 592 would be my guess. Brenspeed was a big 3-valve guy. Pretty sure that's what he was started. We are good. We're still live. Okay, good. Making sure because it looked like it was frozen. But I'm telling you, this stream has been great. I don't want to jinx it, but it's 9:19. This stream has been very good. It's been very clear, very crisp. So Thursday's stream will be on the laptop. Unless you guys like me standing up. And then I'll bring everything over here. If you like this better, is the quality better? Because if it's good here, it'll be good there on the other laptop. I like Brenspeed. Just not a fan of that he claims 7 to 10 horsepower from underdrive pulleys on an NA motor. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Whipple Superchargers says, I believe you may have some incorrect information. The Roush system produces similar power to ours and the Ford Performer Stage 1, but it requires 1.5 to 2 PSI more boost to achieve that. Brenspeed said 12 PSI. Your guy, VMP, at 12 PSI, made a little bit more power, but I don't think that car has cats in it, Whipple Superchargers. Because I heard a little birdie tell me that the cats got burned up in that shit. Let's not mince words here. This isn't a misinformation show. The Roush blower makes the same power your Stage 1 shit does. Boost for boost. So, cope whichever way you want. They make the same power. And y'all said it's an Odin. It's an Odin. It's an Odin. Well, VMP came out with an Odin video with your inlet and made 30 less horsepower. Oh no, my thing's fucked up here. It's 9:26. The timer on this computer is fucked up, or the clock. It's actually 9:26. Whipple Supercharger's trying to come in here, trying to. You guys talk so, and it probably not really Whipple Superchargers, but Whipple talks so much shit before they even saw what the Roush made. Talk shit about the install, talk shit about the throttle body, talk shit that it needed more boost. Bam, Brenspeed said it needed 12 PSI to make the power. It's not misinformation. It's 12 PSI. It's 12 PSI, Chuck. Chuck, it's 12 PSI. Who cares what stages? 12 PSI versus 12 PSI. Y'all make the same shit. And they got 2.6 liters. Y'all got the latest and greatest 3.0 Gen 6 Element 115 in the rotors, a big throttle body, and a awesome, totally not gay looking inlet. Sorry. Roush has a winner here. And that's okay. You want competition. Now it's going to force you to make that inlet not fucking gay. Maybe revise the throttle body situation. But I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, what does an 84 millimeter pulley make? Tell me, what does your car make on pump? What does a Whipple Supercharger make on pump gas? We don't know because you guys kept putting boosting in it. You guys kept putting boosting in it. You guys kept throwing boost at it. You guys put headers on your test cars. So then when VMP, your dealer, actually put 12 PSI to it, it made about the same power as the Roush blower. It's not me saying that. It's your dealers saying that. So talk to your dealers. Rizzy says, I got an email, check Patreon, Alex. I can't do that. Alex, that might be the real Whipple. If it's the real Whipple, they should talk to their dealers. Their dealers are proving me right. If Whipple is saying that VMP if VMP and Whipple are in agreement that they made just over 700 horsepower, 12 PSI with their Stage 1 kit, talk to them. I'm just looking at what Brenspeed said. He goes, I made 12 PSI, made about 693. Winner. So you guys you got work to do. Just get better. How about you stop negatively selling the Roush Supercharger and just concentrate on your own shit? You guys spend so much time on Facebook, your owners, your sales guys, your everything, negatively selling the Roush. And you know what, Roush, Mr. Roush keep going. He goes, I shit my pants. And he don't give a fuck what y'all do. Bro, I love it. I love it when something like this happens, when people just keep talking shit nonstop, and all of a sudden, Whipple looks like they got egg on their face because their own people are making Roush look great. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. It's 9:29. Today was a great day. Roush has a winner on their hands. Roush has a nice little blower going on there. It's going to be competitive in the market. It's going to do really well, regardless of what Whipple says. They're going to say you need an axe. You need an axe to install it. You need to paint the bracket to install it. People will install it with a fucking... They'll install it with a screwdriver and a jackhammer. If it winds a little bit, makes about 680, 690 real horsepower pump gas, and it runs at 1050 in the quarter mile, it doesn't matter if you make 2 more horsepower at a bigger displacement, a bigger throttle body, and more boost because you physically have a bigger blower in the situation. At the end of the day, I think it's good for competition. Procharger, I'm sure, will come out with something soon, and they'll be able to, throw their hat in the ring, and it'll give someone a centrifugal option, and maybe by then we'll start definitely seeing competition. Let me get some of the comments out of the way. Lund Senior definitely getting a call tomorrow for his employees spreading misinformation. Imagine saying I'm spreading misinformation, and y'all got boost stain in the trash can on your videos. Y'all got boost stain in the trash can on your videos. Talk about misinformation. Interesting. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you very much. The stream was pretty good, so I'm gonna probably try the laptop stuff tomorrow, Thursday. We'll talk some more shit then. Maybe I'll be fired by then, and then I can be let loose. Who knows? I doubt it, but it'll be interesting to see if they say, "Hey, can you just stop having Alex talk?" Whipple is taking the L pretty hard today. So much so that they even went on the stream to try to defend themselves. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Thursday for YDBT Daily, and we'll talk some more shit then. Have a good rest of your night. I'll see you guys.